ever have to be bored with your food when you can eat like this. Let's make all of this. Here I'm going to show you 5 breakfasts that are grab and go, all of them under 400 calories with over 30 grams of protein. High flavor, they're easy to make. This gives you a no excuse start to your day. First up, let's just make a Greek yogurt parfait. Super simple, straightforward. I do 200 grams of Greek yogurt, and we don't need any sweetener, but we're going to add in some protein powder because that will be our sweetener. 30 grams of protein powder. I'm going to add in a little bit of water to thin it out, just a smidge. If you like it really thick, you don't have to add any water. This protein powder just gives it a little extra flavor, gives it some sweetness, and obviously boosts your protein. A cute jar is always mandatory, and we're going to use about 100 grams of berries. Raspberries are an option that pack a lot of fiber. Blueberries are great, strawberries, whatever you want. I'm going to start with lining the bottom of the jar. Let's add some yogurt in. Let's do another layer of berries. I'm doing 35 grams at a time on these layers. And then our last layer, we will do 30 grams. But that's it. We now have a yogurt parfait, easy to take with you wherever you're going. Put your lid on, spoon, eat it on the go. You could line 5 of these up and make a whole week of breakfast in about 5 minutes. We're going to get our steel cut oats going. Anytime I do steel cut oats, I do multiples at a time just because it does take longer for them to cook. I use my Instant Pot to make it super simple. Put that on my scale. I do 40 grams per serving, so we're going to do 200 grams in total. I love this one as a breakfast or even a snack. And then I'll do about 3 cups of water, a little dash of salt. We're going to do the porridge setting on the Instant Pot. That's 20 minutes if your Instant Pot doesn't have a porridge setting. Here's another fast one, chia pudding. We're putting our jar on the scale. We're going to measure out 30 grams of chia seed. We will do 30 grams of protein powder. Again, you could have so much fun with flavors on this. Just a dash of salt, just a tiny little bit. You guys, salt brings that flavor out. I'm going to add in 40 grams of Greek yogurt. This is totally optional, but I find that it just really makes it creamy and gives a texture that I love. And then we're just going to put in about 1 cup of water. You could do some almond milk or milk of choice. If you're really trying to get more calories in, use a heavy cream because that would give you a delicious texture. We're going to give it a little stir. Let it sit a couple minutes. We'll stir again. Then we put it in the fridge and it's ready to go in the morning. This is another one. Line up 5 jars. Measure out 5 servings at one time. You can have an entire week of breakfast ready in about 5 minutes. Let's do some egg muffin cups. I'm going to measure out 200 grams of egg whites. I'm going to do 2 eggs. You could literally leave it just like that, but I'm going to add in some veg. We're going to do some red pepper. I would also like to use some mushrooms. Any veg is great here. Okay, and what we're going to do is cook these down a little bit before I place them into my egg cups. But if you like a little crunch to your veg, you can skip this step. But like I said, I'm going to use these veggies for my breakfast burrito as well, which we'll be making next. While our pan heats up, let's give our chia another stir and we can get that in the fridge. Those chia seeds bloom really nicely and you're left with kind of a pudding texture. While the veg is going, we're going to measure out some egg whites for our breakfast burrito. So it'll be 100 grams of egg whites with 1 chicken sausage. Our oven is preheated to 375. I've got a burrito shell here. I like to do a low carb one, but do whatever you want. I do the low carb ones just because they're higher in fiber, and fiber is so important. So I have some cheese here. I'm going to measure out 28 grams of cheese. This is mozzarella. I love mozzarella because, again, it's just a little bit lower in calorie, higher in protein. Half of our veg. I'm going to scoop some into our egg muffin cups. We want to season our eggs a little bit, so we're going to add in some salt. We're going to fill to about 3/4 of the way full because your eggs will puff up a bit. And then we're going to top these with cheese. Again, I'm doing 28 grams and we're doing mozzarella. So all 7 of these is 1 serving. Very low in calories, very high in protein. Okay, in the oven, we're gonna go for 20 minutes. We will add our egg whites and our chicken sausage to our pan with those veggies. And while that cooks down, all I'm going to do is throw a couple of the dishes in the dishwasher. Once our egg mixture is done, we do want to set it aside. Let it cool before we put it in our shell because we don't want all that moisture in the shell or it'll just get soggy. Oats are done. But first, we're going to just measure out the goodies that we're going to put inside of it. So we will do 30 grams of protein powder. I'm doing a chocolate peanut butter version, but again, this is another one you could really play around with those flavors and have fun. And then we're going to do 20 grams of a peanut butter powder. I'm spilling this everywhere. Okay, let's just do this with all of our jars. You don't like eggs? This is a great option. Well, look at this. We made 5 breakfast options and less than half of them with eggs. Okay, let's just fill our burrito shell. It's gonna be a fat burrito. This is why we leave it wrapped in foil because she's gonna get messy. This thing's fat. And all we would do is reheat this baby in the air fryer and you've got an easy grab and go breakfast there. You guys, I'm only about 30 minutes in real time right now. So I could have created a month worth of breakfasts in like 30 minutes. Okay, when it comes to our oats, I can eyeball this and just try to divide it as equally as I can amongst my 5 servings. Or I'll just weigh out all of it and divide it equally that way. And in this half hour of time, I've also done almost all the dishes and cleaned everything up. So I will take 790 divided by 5, 158 grams in each. Now I'm going to have to add extra water into this because of the protein powder. I'm going to use a little bit of almond milk in mine. That's so good. What about just a tiny little sprinkle of sea salt at the top? Oh. Yes, please. And there we have it. 5 high protein breakfasts, under 400 calories, over 30 grams of protein in under 30 minutes of time. Each one of these breakfasts is less than 400 calories and over 30 grams of protein. It took about 30 minutes to pull together all of these. And you can make a ton of servings at one time.